What up? This is Rama Screen, and in the anticipation of Shazam Fury of the Gods arriving in theaters March 17, I'm here talking with one of the co-stars of this new film, Jovan Armand. How are you, Jovan?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
And good to be
Congratulations. Thank you. Good to speak to you again. We spoke before on the previous first film, and now we're back to discuss this sequel. By the way, how was the premiere party last night? Was it fun?
Oh man, it was a blast. I got home at 1 a.m. So that's a story in itself. I mean, um it's so cool to experience these kind of things, man, because they do so much like homage to the film, like even the food, the atmosphere. They had the Seven Deadly Sin statues there. And they had like there was a bar area and it said lair, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, there was video games, arcade games, racing games, all kinds of cool things. So it was a blast. I got to reconnect with the cast as well as like a little family reunion. Pretty much everyone was there. So it was a beautiful thing. I had a great night and it's definitely one to remember.
Now, let me start by asking you, as I understand it, the filming for this project was supposed to start in mid 2020, but of course, COVID pandemic happened. You got delayed to 2021. How was that experience for you coming back to this, to doing this sequel after the uncertainty of caused by the pandemic? And did the COVID kind of affect the mood on the set?
I would say, yeah, it did affect the atmosphere. Things are different. I mean, I'm not gonna say and deny that things are definitely different. Um, but we have to acclimate. It's something that we all went through, and we all have to push forward and find a solution for. Luckily, we were very safe on set. We all wore masks and did the protocol stuff. Obviously, the actors had to take it off and had it on less because we are on camera and makeup and stuff like that. So some of us had shields, the ones that had super heavy makeup or stuff like that. So, um, in terms of what changed from the first to now, I'd probably say just the fact that like because of the guidelines that we were given from the CDC and circumstances, we we didn't we didn't get to like explore together or like do field trips like we did the first one. So that was kind of a bummer, but at least for me. But pandemic kind of halted the progress of the film. I know the fans were upset that it took so long, but circumstances.
I got you. I got you. It's
Yeah,
finally
yeah.
it's finally arriving. That's what matters.
Yes,
That's
yes, that's
yeah.
exactly what it is. It's finally here. It's
Yeah.
here Friday night. So
Now, you mentioned reunion with your fellow cast members last night, but I want to ask you, what was it like to also reunite with the Foster House gang, Jack, Asher, Ian, and Faith on the set filming this? Because you guys have grown up a little bit, you guys have grown taller, some of your voices have changed, of course. Did it feel weird to reunite when the last time you remember them, they were looking differently, or did it
oh
feel like time never passed and you guys just connected easily again?
yeah, Ian got taller than me, which is something I don't approve of. So did Jack and Asher. It's like, you guys is not fair. um, but yeah, I mean, I love these kids. I grew up with them in a sense, and I personally feel like we'll be friends or family forever, and I hope it'll be that way. And Faith is adorable. She's such a nice person and very genuine and so sweet. She's always a joy to be around. I'll be like upset about something and talk to her for like 2 minutes and then I'm already smiling. So
Oh.
Ian Chen is just an amazing person as well. He's been funny from the jump. So it's always good to talk to him and the rest of the cast. Jack, me, Asher, Grace, everybody. We all got really close. So
Mm.
um yeah, it was good to see them and to be able to hug them and things that we take for granted but mean a lot.
I got you. And I didn't get to ask you this the last time we met, so I want to ask you this now. Since DJ Catrona plays the grown-up version of your character, Pedro, and
Mhm.
because of that, DJ would have to act or behave like teenage Pedro. What were the conversations that you and DJ might have had to make sure that he can fully capture the mindset of teenage Pedro, or perhaps emulate you as a grown-up?
He is an established actor. He knows what's up. So he he already knew what to do. He was
Mm.
watching my scenes and taking characteristics, little things like that, and implementing it into his work. Excuse me. And you know because it is a big transition. It's from, a kid that's shy, insecure a bit, to then having superpowers and super strength, which is something he's been wanting forever. He's been wanting to get swole. We learned that in the first movie. So with this one, he has the superpowers. Now it's like, what do I do with these superpowers? How does it make me feel? You know what I mean?
I got you.
Is he gonna get, is he gonna get more wholesome? Is he gonna be like cocky? Like, you never know. So I would say for sure it's like him growing and him coming into his own. And it's kind of like it gives him a confidence boost to be on the other side, like to be the Shazam version. And that's what he's always wanted, is to be like a muscular, good looking dude with a nice beard.
I'm not sure whether or not this can be considered a spoiler. So, spoiler alert for my viewers who haven't seen the film. You've seen it, I've seen it, and clearly
Yep.
Pedro has self-revelation, if you will, in this film. Pedro came out, which I thought was positively addressed in the film. What are your thoughts on that approach to Pedro, and what do you hope that aspect would convey to audiences?
This is actually when I first started talking about it. I would say, you know, with this character and the way he is flourishing and becoming his own, and exploring things, and becoming a fan of baseball, or also baseball players, and um I would say initially, in my head, just because it's always up for interpretation when you're talking about characters like this, um I personally thought he was going to be leaning more towards asexual.
Mm.
um but the way that they took it makes sense, especially if you go back and watch the first one. There was all kinds of things here and there in the script that kind of laid the foundations of, hmm, is he gonna be part of the LGBTQIA plus community? Because right now it's kind of seeming like it, like he's kind of not sure how to address it or approach it, and he's not sure if his family's gonna like be weird about it, you know?
Mhm.
So he went ahead and flourished and did his thing, and came out, and I'm proud of that character for doing it. And it's an honor to play him. No matter what path he goes on, I'm there to support the little homie Pedro Peña.
Awesome, awesome. Now, here's a fun question. Movies like this have big tons of visual effects, creatures and monsters that aren't actually there but added in on post by computer. So when there's goblins and unicorns all around you, was it tough to act and react to whatever it was that they had on the set in place of those creatures, or has that gotten a bit easier for you now the second time around?
I gotten used to the tennis ball and spatula methods. They wave a spatula in the sky on a big long stick that's retractable, and they're like, "This is a dragon. It's flying." All right, you see its wings. It's breathing fire. It's you got to be very imaginative. So it's a good thing I watch shows like Game of Thrones and stuff like that, and brushed up on my dragon lore, and just I have a creative mind, and I've always been a visual person. So it's easy for me to visualize it. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us are pretty good at in this film, because otherwise this tennis ball would not have seemed like a dragon.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never met Zachary Levi. Can you just give me a brief moment of what's it like working with Zachary, sharing the screen with Zachary Levi? Is he as funny in person as he is on the screen?
Well, he's very professional. He likes to make sure we get the scene done, and he understands that time is money and stuff like that. So, um, he's very professional when it comes to the work and getting the scene done and getting the shots. Excuse me. And then when it comes to off screen and like in between takes or lunchtime or whatever it may be, he's a goofball. He's an amazing guy. He bumps music. He has his little well, before on the first one he had a UE boom. I don't know what kind of speaker he's rocking now. But it was pretty big and massive, and I can hear it from like the other side of the warehouse. Like it was explosive, and he would play some good music. So it always kept us hyped, dancing at 5 a.m. and and yeah, he's just a great guy to be around, and very professional.
My final question. Obviously, the future of Shazam franchise right now is in the hands of the new DC boss, James Gunn. We don't know if there's going to be a Shazam 3, but what do you think, Jovan? Do you hope or do you expect that there's going to be Shazam 3? And are you hopeful and confident that you're going to return as Pedro again for that? What do you think is going to happen?
At the end of the day, the way I see it is it's up to the fans, it's up to the viewers, it's up to the lovers of this franchise and this universe to make the decision.
Hmm.
Am I gonna go show up and show out for this movie so that they can continue the story and bring me stories that I love? Then yeah, I believe it's warranted, and I don't see why the studio wouldn't. You know,
Mhm.
um, I can always tell you what my hopes and dreams are for it, but at the end of the day, you know, it's out of my hands. But I would definitely say I think so. I think why not? I mean, the movie's gonna do wonderful. I love the movie. My mom loves the movie. That's all I need. And my friends love the movie. So it's like at this point, you know, even if like this is the final one, I feel like we really put our foot down and made a footprint. You know, and it's a beautiful 2-part story, and hopefully we can make a third, a fourth, fifth, a sixth, a eighth. You know,
Hopefully, yeah.
yeah.
That's my hope for you as well. All right, for my fans at home, everybody go check out Shazam Fury of the Gods, arriving in theaters March 17th. Jovan, thank you for talking to me and congratulations.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good one.